What up, y'all? ifeigle Flowtox. Only got about 13 minutes to record today. I really need to clear up some space on my card and my phone. But just sort of been thinking about the concept of expectations and the expectations we hold of ourselves and the expectations we hold of others. And that can really, how unfair or poorly communicated expectations can lead to severe disappointment. And I not only feel the pressure of expectations upon me and my family, but also I feel like I also have a lot of unfair expectations of others in my life, especially from my family, my friends, and that my idealism and my longing for the ideals in every situation can lead to unreachable goals for the people I live with, who I then become upset with or disappointed in. But also, we do have a right to expect a certain threshold of common ground in which not only my expectations are met in the relationship, but the other person's relationships are met in the situation. And those expectations can rarely be met if they're not communicated, or if they're communicated in a poor manner with hostility or anger. Or they can be misconstrued and leave you still unsatisfied because the problem remains unsolved because of the lack of communication on the topic. And it's very tough. It's a tough thing to be able to open yourself up and truly express your needs to another person and tell them that although that I do appreciate their right to do what they want and pursue their own happiness, but I do respect that, but I still need a level of commitment to the relationship that is reciprocal. And there can't be I've come to realize that I am more and more unwilling to read between the lines of what people are saying to me. That people often express their wants or desires or make requests of you in subtle ways in which, asks you to interpret, to interpret a situation in a certain way to meet their needs. And come to the realization that I have a very difficult time communicating in that way. I have a very difficult time interpreting the insinuations people are laying down for me. I can't read between the lines of the insinuations. I'm a very literal thinker, I feel. Sort of a contradictory statement. I feel like I'm a critical thinker, but I think that I'm a great feeler. But I do feel like I have a very hard time interpreting insinuations. I have a much better time when everything that is needed, everything that is wanted is laid out in front of me. And I have no problem with people asking favors, but I do have a problem with people assuming that I'll offer myself up in lieu of them asking. I don't know what people want. I don't know what people need. But I'll do my best job to meet those expectations, meet those needs, meet those wants, once they are communicated clearly to me in a forthright manner. It's funny, I brought up the word. My wife and I were talking about this the other day, and I said forthright. She's like, what is that even? That's not even a word, Ian. I was like, is it? I thought it was. But it is. It's just such a ambiguous word that it itself insinuates things that sort of mislead the interpreter away from its true meaning. Forthright, just to put all the cards on the table, to be as clear as possible, and to request clearly. That's how I see it. Yo, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me by then? Can you do this for me here by then? Yes, no. I don't know, it's very computational, but that's how I need the guidelines. I need that. And I sort of become very reluctant to interpreting people's messages for them. I'll just come back at them with more questions. They're like, what do you mean? What exactly is going on? What exactly do you need? I don't know, maybe this is a horrible way of communicating, but I have a really hard time picking up on it in real time. If I have a text to interpret that I can refer back to, then I can reread and contextualize via a text message or instant message, whatever. Maybe later I can then pick up on it after rereading it or rehashing it, but when it comes to just straight verbal communication, I have a hard time really picking up what people are subtly laying down. And that's just the need for, I feel like a lot of relationships, being romantic or familial or friendships or whatever, they break down over communication barriers that are either unrecognized or recognized, but they're too large to be overcome. Because it takes two, baby. It takes more than one. So it takes two to put the effort to keep a relationship, or three, or however many are involved in the relationship. But even in large groups, we need to keep the one-on-one relationship strong as well as the web in which the group is connected. So yeah, I have a hard time dealing with expectations of people, but then I feel like I have a difficult time recognizing my own expectations of other people. So try not to get mad, try not to get emotional, try to see how when people disappoint you, or when you get angry with people, or you're frustrated with them, try to tally back over what your expectations are of that relationship and really take note of what is realistic and what isn't realistic as far as your expectations for that relationship. And then you have to communicate it. You have to be calm. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to talk about your own experiences with the relationship and what frustrates you with you, and ask for recognition and hope for better communication and proper management of expectations after that. Because I feel like I have a hard time. There have been a few notable relationships in my life in which I've cut people off, completely just cut people off, because I've seen them as toxic or harmful, and I guess threatening. Even it all sort of leads back to my own complications and projecting on people, my own self-consciousness that is reflected back to me, and different people. Every person reflects a different part back. So, trying to relook at those relationships in which I have cut off people in the past, and try to think about how my expectations for that relationship weren't clearly expressed, and how my anger with those relationships was stemmed with my inability to properly communicate myself to these people, and have led to communication breakdowns, and have led to then just separation. And these aren't just romantic relationships, these are friendships, and yeah. So that's something I need to come to terms with and apologize for, I think. And I don't want to continue this path in which I continue to cut people off out of my life because I assume them toxic and threatening when they're not meeting my expectations, because I'm not communicating properly with them. Anyways, tough circle of communication here around Flowtox. Motherfucking flowing, running here on the north side of Chicago. Anyways, I'm out. ifeigle. Hit me up on Twitter at I_FEIGLE. Be making another Twitter here pretty soon for this channel. Peace and love. Flowtox 2020. Having a hard time stopping this video. Saying I want to zoom, but I just want to stop the video. Anyways, my expectations for this video is that it's going to end here in 5 seconds.